Hello world, in the mailbox is a leaflet for the R&R podcast.
Hello world and welcome back to R&R Does Stuff, or Ryan and Rich Show. Yay! Ryan, how are you doing out there, man? I know you got a lot of stuff coming up, so we've got a few things to talk about, but at the end, maybe we can tease a couple things coming up on our next episode. Are you all packed and ready to go?
Oh, definitely not all packed. And we're definitely not all ready. Well, not packed. I'm excited about going. So we'll come back. We'll circle back around and see where are we going, and hopefully have stuff to talk about for the next episode. But on that event, that will be a future adventure on the outside. Now, what are we, from an adventure on the inside? We've got a few things in this episode.
That's right. And so it's one of those that I know we don't list ourselves really as anything but a we go and do stuff podcast. But we do a lot of retro, and so that's really nice. We keep up to date on our progress. We keep up to date on what we're doing. It gives us time to share information back and forth. And you folks can comment down below if you ever have ideas about what we're doing and how we're doing it. And speaking of doing and how we're doing, how is AMail coming? Did I say that right? AMail.
That's what I'm calling it. That's the name that's kind of sticking at this point. It is coming. I've made some progress with SSL. So I've gotten Amy SSL, which is the Amiga. Someone did an Amiga SSL client or tooling, so you can tap into it and compile against it. It works. I'm actually kind of impressed. I do have a little bit of issue. So when you connect to things, normally, hey, it's just encrypted and it just shows up until there's nothing else to show up. I've done something wrong where it actually grabs data and then hangs. So I'm not handling I have no more data to get yet, so I've been working through that and just found some stuff right before recording this. I'm probably going to go try out and see if I can make that to work. I think that's something to do with the timeouts. That it's just going to sit there and go, hey, I got nothing else to do, and it sits there and waits for something else to show up on the socket. Nothing else coming because I didn't finish getting it and processing it, but it does process it. Weirdly, it processes it 3 bytes at a time, which has been very interesting.
What? That seems incredibly low. Is that incredibly low?
It seems like it's low to me as well. So if I'm looping through the data coming in from the port, I get 3 bytes at a time. I'm passing in a 1K buffer block, 1K byte, or block. It says, hey, you can go read up to 1K, but it gives me 3 bytes every time I go read something.
Wow.
I don't know why, but it's kind of neat. It hasn't been too bad. There's an example in the Amy SSL that I've pretty much copied a vast majority of the code from. And it's reading a HTTPS socket. I'm like, oh, that's kind of what I want to do, but I'm doing email. So I got to go work. I have more stuff to work through. Hopefully I'll have made more progress soon. But at least there is progress. It is building. It does run. I do see the data inside the Amiga, so that's pretty cool.
I'm amazed. This has been such a cool experience, and you're making some just great strides. Doing this and getting this done, getting this to work. I know the SSL journey's not over, and we'll hear more about fixing the speed control and also the hang-up feature. There's obviously, I'm just going to say handshaking. That's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe that's the right word to use. Yeah, handshaking.
It's the flow control really more than anything else, because I can actually make the connection to the server and log in. I can log into the IMAP. I see all my emails. I see the list of it. It's just it doesn't figure it out. There's some block. It's right under 3K of data. It works fine. I get more than 3K of data coming in from the server. The Amiga's only grabbing around 3K, and then it blocks. Does some I/O blocking thing. And then it'll grab the next up to 3K, and the list coming back is in the middle. It's like 5K or so. And then it won't realize it's done with that second block and say, hey, I got everything. You should go send this upstream now so you can go process it and show it in the GUI. So a lot of progress has happened. So it has done a lot. It connects. It goes, hey, what's my username? And it sends it. What's the password? And it sends it. It does all the encryption. I can see how many emails I have on the server. In my case right now, I have 31 test messages just kind of sitting out. I see that. I can send the command that says, hey, can you give me the information about it? Like the subject, who's it from? Just list all that to me. That all seems to work, and I get it. I'm looking at it 3 bytes at a time, but I can see all the data coming across, and it's just doing great, except it doesn't know that there's no more data. And so I have a little hiccup. I don't know why. I'm thinking I'm going to go cheat it a little bit. It says, hey, if I don't see anything within a second, I'm done.
I don't know if that's cheating. That might be the way to resolve it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a duct tape solution, but I want to move on so I can continue doing something else.
Yeah.
And then maybe post about it or talk about it, and someone can give you some ideas, or I don't know. I've never used OpenSSL before this, and nor the intricacies of the Amiga TCP/IP stack.
So just flag it in your comments and keep moving forward to do other things. And then eventually you can come back to it. But you're right. If you spent all your time just focused on the one problem, you could spend months getting to that answer and lost all the other development time. When in reality, that Band-Aid gets you back into development time. So I think that's a very solid idea, Ryan. I'm going to support that. You have a rich seal of approval.
Excellent. I'll take the rich seal of approval. And hopefully this actually works later today. I'm already like 2.5 days deep into trying to figure out what's going on. I want to just get something and move forward. But so I'm playing with software. You're building something. What are you building? You try to explain it to me, and I just need to hear it again.
All right. So a Commodore 64 Cyberdeck. This all started with the idea that sometimes I program at my retro desk where I have my 1541, my C64, and I save files and I do things, and it's great. Sometimes I bring up my laptop and I'll program, maybe I'm on a lunch break and I'll bring up Vice and I'll do a few little things.
Okay, cool.
And those are neat. And then when I want to sit on my couch, I'll load up Vice on my laptop. And sometimes I go to the web, and sometimes I check email, and sometimes I look at Instagram or Blue Sky. And then I come back to programming, and I saw a commercial online, not on TV, but an ad. And it was for writers. And it was a sole purpose computer that as a writer, you would sit down and use. It's all digital, saves all your files. It can't surf the web. It doesn't do email. It is for you to focus and be focused on what you're working on. And I just, that mulled around in my head for months. And I said, I think I'm going to build me a sole purpose Cyberdeck with a Commodore 64 for the purpose of when I want to sit down on my couch and do this. That's all I got. Just like when I sit at my retro desk, that's all I got. And I can take it with me when I go someplace. Let's say I go over to Sarah's and I want to bring it with me. I bring it with me. So I sat down and worked on the parts list. Ryan, there's a new link in the show notes, and I listed it over to someone else's Cyberdeck build than the one I showed you before. It's kind of neat. You can see how it's a box. They took a Pelican case. They have a monitor. They have, and he lists the things that are part of the process right under the description. So you can see it's on a Raspberry. It's on a Raspberry Pi. And it has a monitor, and it has a keyboard, and obviously it looks like it's for intrusion or hacking, type capabilities. And it's a sole purpose computer based on the Raspberry Pi. I got the same thing. I got a Raspberry Pi. I got a monitor that goes to the Raspberry Pi. I've got next time we meet, I'll bring along a little bit further than where I'm at. But I've collected a USB power pack. I mean, a lot of people make their own cells and they have a recharge circuit and, at work. I'm like, let's get this proof of concept done, right? So I got a USB power bank, and I got a little cable with a little on-off button on it, so I can turn it on and off with a button instead of unplug, replug. Cassidy and I we're at a thrift outdoor market. Like it's always there every weekend, right? It's one of those, everybody has a stall, you roll the stall up, or else you drive up and you unload your truck, and it's just a big flea market.
Well, that's cool.
She was picking up some furniture she bought off Facebook, and we were taking it to her new apartment. And we're looking around because that's, of course, what we do. Found one place for games, dude. All it was games. Found one place that had this, found one place that had that. All of a sudden, I'm in one place, and I go, hey, look at that really small USB keyboard. I mean, it was nice and tiny, small, but big enough keys to use. And
Okay.
Does it work? And we plugged it in and tested. So I've collected all the items.
Nice.
And I started on my proof of concept. And let me tell you, I recorded my first little patch it all together. It's going to be awesome, bro. It's going to be awesome. So I hope this might be 2 or 3 episodes before I get done. And then I'll have a Cyberdeck for the Commodore 64. Probably one of the most useless Cyberdecks ever made in the history of Cyberdecks.
Is it? I mean, it's. Are you going to do wood grain like the picture is?
No. Take a look at the second link, and the guy used a pellet. If you look in the show notes, there's a new link I put in. There's a guy with a Pelican case, and he basically worked it inside the Pelican case.
Okay.
I have some incredibly old laptops that are incredibly not collectible, and I think I'm going to gut one, and I'm going to use its frame because they're old enough that they're the big ones. You know what I mean? Not like big compact. Yeah. But we're talking 2000 era, right? So there are millions of them out there, and they have a good depth in them. So I'm thinking I can hack into that. So I may have a case.
If you're going to do that, what would be really cool, because you now have experience with keyboards, to use the keyboard that came with that laptop and find the pin out to route it into the Pi.
Oh, that'd be nice. Why'd you do this to me?
I'm here to help. I'm just here to help.
Harder. Why'd you just make this a harder project, Ryan?
It's not a harder project. You got to keep it. It's already in the case. Yeah. You're just ripping guts out, putting a Pi in there, and wiring up the video. Now you can actually even use the LCD panel that's in that laptop already, too.
Oh, it's going to be so bad. Oh, but it may be great for the 64 emulation.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Why don't you just ruin my first video? I got to go re-record. Why don't you
do don't have to.
No, I'm going to continue with step 1, and I like the idea of getting to step 2. That is really awesome. Man, why do you do this to me? This is a really good idea.
I think you can have 2 Cyberdecks, your first approach and your second approach, and then you compare them and see what worked out for you.
Yeah, because it's just a Pi 3, bro. That's all it is. And I mean, I just had one laying around the shop. I did pick up a few things, but that's what was on the bench this week. That's what's going to be on the bench next week. And I would hope by week 3 or maybe the end of week 2, I've had enough time that the prototype is in working condition and I can sit on my couch and do some coding. And that's all I'm looking for, is something to let me do that.
I think that'll be really cool. I know I'm looking forward to seeing what you've Frankenstein into a rich project here. You know, make it all nice and pretty and all that goodness. I want to see this, so I'm looking forward to what you come up with.
Well, if I get in trouble, you know where I'm going to go is to AI.
Are you?
Yes, because you know what else I learned this week?
Oh, what you learned?
I don't know where I saw this ad. I think maybe it was a Kickstarter. Maybe it was just scrolling through Reddit. But someone, and I wanted to bring this up. We haven't talked about this at all. AI Dungeon Masters. What? I'll put a link in the notes, and there'll be a link in the description to just one that I saw that I was poking around with. Have you seen this at all, Ryan? Have you messed with it? Anybody, Larry, have you done this? Anybody listening, have you tried AI Dungeon Mastering?
Did you see the email I sent you?
Where'd you send it? Where?
I sent it to your email address.
Okay.
Putting the link.
Let me go.
I'm going to guess no.
No. What'd you send me, Ryan? Uh-oh. Everyone with bated breath. Whoa. Ryan, why do we think so much alike?
I assumed when I saw the notes that you were referencing this, and then you said it was an ad.
Okay, it may have been this. Maybe I was drunk, pulled this up, and then went to sleep and woke up in the morning with visions of AI Realm. So I am going to blame you. Maybe I did see this. Holy smokes. What is AI Realm? Tell us about this.
I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet. I assumed you actually did, and the one that you actually have in the notes for us is a different one called AI Dungeon Master. These are two different products. AI Realm is just the one I happened to find when I was looking around for some solo D&D things, and then I found this.
All right,
Like, oh, how do I
this
do
is your
solo?
fault. This is your fault. I guarantee I probably saw this in passing on my phone, moved on with life, woke up the next day going, "What's up with this AI Dungeon Master stuff?" And I wondered if you had touched any of it yet, because that's crazy, dude. To think
No.
that people can get together as a group and play a D&D adventure without having a dungeon master.
Yeah, it looks like you can do multiplayers. The AI Realm one looks like you can just do solo as well. Okay. You sent one called AI Dungeon Master, which is a different one entirely. So I don't know if that's multi. I'm assuming it'll do solo to multiplayer. I, there's a lot out here.
All right,
I haven't touched any of them yet.
I'm gonna have to play with this and report back, Ryan, because
Yeah.
we haven't been touching on our gaming near enough, and I think we need to make sure we work a little bit of gaming in, even if it's retro gaming. You know what I mean? We need to work a little more gaming into our conversations, and this would be a good little. Rich, go check this out and tell me what you think, because dude, it's crazy. And if anybody's ever done this AI Dungeon Master stuff and has a link to share, let us know. I'm telling you, this is really neat to think about, and I wonder if anybody's twitching this.
I don't know.
I'm gonna report back. Maybe not for next episode. I think we got our chops together for next time, but maybe the one after, I'm gonna come back with a little bit of a book report on this.
Perfect. I want to hear about it. I really am intrigued by this. Going, how does this work? How good is it? Is it engaging? Is it now AI just become your choose your own adventure book of the future or today?
The one I saw was all text. This AI Realm looks like it maybe is visuals too, and I'm freaking out, dude. If it can move things around the board and not hallucinate while you're playing, because I early in ChatGPT time, I did a Zork type thing with it, and it just kind of hallucinated, bro. It just kind of did random stuff, like the room I was in isn't the room I'm in. You know what I mean? Or something.
Okay.
It couldn't keep track of any stats or any hit points or anything. It was just kind of like playing Zork and walking around. It was just weird. I bet it's gotten a lot better, because you know how people are. And it is kind of. I'm going to have to check even on the twitching side. But neither here nor there. The reason this is all coming up, dear listener, is all because of Larry.
Yes.
Larry said he wanted to play D&D 4th edition.
I think he was very gung ho.
Oh yeah.
He definitely wanted to play 4th edition.
So we said, all right, Larry, we're going to play some 4th edition. I played it one time at Gen Con or Origins, maybe Origins with Larry at a demo. So you know how they release things, they set you down at a table, you play a 2-hour module that is really only about an hour, and you go through it. Because I say an hour because you got to figure out how to do all the mechanics, right? So they did it purposely, a 1-hour module that takes 2 hours. And we did it. That's all I ever did. Never touched it, never bought a book. I was in 3.5 so hard that it didn't even want to leave. I love 3.5 so much. You guys are playing 5th a ton. And now you've back to 4th. And dear listener, I've joined the game.
You have. It's awesome. You are such a better role player than I am. Most definitely. You're definitely a good storyteller, and that's fantastic. You and Larry and Craig's getting in there too. That's just not my strong suit, but I'm having fun. I'm really digging 4th. I just did a quick look. Looks like it came out in 2008, so it's been a while since we've, that your demo thing was. I didn't play that demo with you all. At that point, I was already living in Northern Virginia, in the DC metro area. I used to play D&D with, like Larry and Craig and a couple other guys, but it was 2nd edition. I had left the in-person area due to employment, really as third edition was coming out or right before it, and I never really played past second. And then with the world changing and online playing, I got to go play with Larry and Craig again online, since that was you got to go do things with people online. So this has been a good experience for me. I'm really digging the fourth edition, though, I will say.
All
I
right.
am glad Larry talked us into this.
A lot of people know D&D, right? A lot of people know generically all about D&D. You have a character sheet, you roll dice. What is the big difference with fourth edition about how you play your character? I know the answer to this. Ryan, how do you explain it?
To me, it looked like it's more tactical now. And while they still have the character sheet, you also get the same skills on little cards that you can print out from the character generator. And as you use your ability, if it's a daily, they have like daily power, so you can use it once a day. You have an encounter power, so you can do it once an encounter, or like every 10 minutes, I believe. And you flip it over when you're done with it. And you have at wills, you just have at it. So that's kind of like the first real things, particularly at wills. How many times have I played a wizard? I cast one spell and I'm kind of done standing in the back as a level 1 person going, why am I here? Now I have stuff to do. And I think that's amazing.
I found it to be incredibly tactful, and the cards were where I was going. 100%. It is so weird that I'm playing and I have my character sheet, and instead of just saying I want to attack, and I use my thing, or it's an at will power, so I can use as much as I want, but it's a card and it tells me everything I need on the card. Has my little pluses, has my bonuses, it explains things. So it's not like just a line entry of blank +4. It has a little bit more detail. And then when I get to my encounter or dailies, that's the strategery. We found out in our battle that you've got to really know how to stack when you do what you do for maximum efficiency. And it is a different approach to playing D&D, 100%. If you ever played the board game, you know exactly what I'm talking about, listener. But it's a different approach to playing the RPG that I've ever experienced before.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the big differences. Like second edition, you had your character sheet and you're going through and keeping track of your stats and what's going on and going off and doing things. And fifth edition's like that too. So fifth edition came back to some of that, like second edition, but it kept things from fourth, and it streamlined things. Like fourth streamlined some stuff. But it has fourth's a totally different play style than what you had before. So if you're used to second or third, and you have some different terms, they do the same thing. We move in squares, right, instead of feet.
That's right. Oh my gosh, you're right. My speed is 5 squares. It's not. Right. It's not a 30 feet speed. It's 5 squares. Right. Yeah. So that again falls into that tactilness, tacticianness. That your board plays a bigger part, and where you're at on the board plays a big part. And I'm telling you, I could see in person. I have a feeling what they loved over at Hasbro when they did fourth edition was selling models for people to put on their board, right? Totally, I bet. I mean, even when you attack, your splash range is made in squares, right? And so we're playing online. Craig, who's being our DM, has everything available virtually, just kind of brings things in, little chits. So it's not a huge expense, but if you played in person, I wonder how many people have so many pieces of their collection of little monsters and people and all that jazz and figurines.
I know he did. He had bought in a 3D printer to be able to print minis. And I remember going to, one of the conventions, probably Origins years ago, when fourth was out, he was bought little discs that are the size of the minis that are different colors. So you can track your statuses and you just put them underneath your mini base.
Wow. What a great little fun system they made. Well, great, and I'm enjoying it. The first venture in, folks. Um, Larry died, but I brought him back because I'm the cleric. So it was one of those moments that I got to be the hero, and I brought Larry back into the game. And so Larry does exist. See, he plays games with us.
He does, and it's very cool. And that's when you're the cleric. It's like, oh, you had these two abilities. Playing one before the other one healed more damage.
Yeah. If I wouldn't have paid attention, I could have wasted points basically. So, very good. We'll keep you all abreast on our campaign that we're on. We'll let you know how we did. We just got the first one done, and we barely made it through the battle.
Yeah.
It's like the first encounter where you're just supposed to learn how to roll dice, and we almost died.
Yes, we're like, whoa, kobolds are stronger than I thought they were.
Yes.
For sure. I mean, welcome to level 1 is all I got to say. But it's fun. I had a good time. I'm really glad that we're trying it out. It's an interesting experience. I know a lot of people didn't like it because it feels different than traditional D&D, but it's still a fun little system.
Well, that leads into maybe a little bit of our teaser talk.
Yes.
Do you have any D&D lined up coming up here next week? And what are you doing?
I am not doing any D&D, believe it or not. Well, kind of. So we being my wife, Larry, and Craig, are all going to Columbus, Ohio for their annual Gamma's Origins convention. It's going to be a good time. It's in the downtown Columbus. Great convention center. Nice city. We're in a connected hotel. There's all kinds of food right around. It's a nice little compact city. I'm doing a little bit of True Dungeon with Larry. There's True Dungeons actually showing up to Origins to do one adventure. We're doing it twice, I believe.
Oh, cool.
Which is great. We got some board games lined up. We're doing some things together in that aspect. Amy and I are doing some stuff together. I know we have a comedy club and some other meetup that we're actually doing. We're going to see, we're thinking to go see John Barrowman and Sylvester McCoy and what's her companion, Ace?
Yeah.
They're all going to be there at Origins, which is kind of like this hybrid. They're trying to bring in more entertainment artists, in that aspect. So Amy and I are going to go see them. It's going to be a great time. There's going to be a big hybrid of stuff going on, a lot of good food. I know we're looking forward to some barbecue out there, some good steak over at Ted's Montana Grill. Great place. Yeah. So we're going to miss you.
Next year.
But we're going to have a good time. And I know I'm going to report back on our experiences of what all did we do? What did we love? What did we not love? Was it all just awesome? Did we just have a great time? It'll be good times.
I have a feeling it was all awesome. Everything is awesome.
Exactly.
And while Ryan's doing that,
what are you off doing?
I'm going to be doing VCF Southwest. And it comes, we'll be doing things at the exact same time. I'll be at VCF Southwest. You'll be at Origins. So I'll be texting you all the Amiga stuff for sale that I have to buy and then ship to you. So keep your phone handy. I'll be sending you images of what I find and what I see during my adventure there. I've barely looked at the lineup list. I know we're in Texas, so we're going to see Usagi. We're going to see the 8-bit guy. They're just going to be there. And so we'll see some other folks that show up too. So hopefully I'll come back and there'll be some new personalities I met. And hopefully there'll be some great sessions that I can sit in. I'm looking, I need to calculate, but I'm looking, I'll probably take Friday off or at least a half a day and be there Saturday. I'm not too sure I'll pop in Sunday unless there's something super compelling for me to show up on. But I'm looking forward to it. I'll be solo. So that'll be interesting, me going to VCF solo. And hopefully this year I won't get sick.
Don't do that.
I had 1 year I was totally out with the flu. And then 1 year was my back. Remember I moved that really big monitor and it was like, I just can't do anything. So I'm light duty. I'm going to be in great shape. my back's feeling good, and we are going to get there. So I'm hopefully going to tell you all some fun stories from my VCF adventure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to them. I'm looking for seeing what that experience is and hearing about it. I think it'll be such a great time.
Yeah,
really good.
Maybe I'll make a little B-roll video like I did for VCF East one year. Maybe I'll do something like that and get that up too, so everybody can have a link to go to and kind of see what I saw.
Not a bad idea. Maybe I'll try to do something like that at Origins as well. Just do some
Yeah,
video shots around. And it's amazing what you can do with a phone anymore.
dude. When we did that, I just sat in the hotel room and edited on the phone, did a voiceover and uploaded. And it's probably, I hate to say, like one of my better videos. I mean, it's serious. I mean, my videos are bad, but that was a good one. So the bar is pretty low, but I think that one made the bar move up a little. So
Yeah.
that kind of wraps me up, Ryan. I know I need to go get things done, man. I got to go work on more stuff, and I got to get ready for my adventures.
Yeah, I do as well. I'm going to be traveling, so I'm not going to get a lot done for the next episode other than the wrap up from Origins. I got some SSL stuff to do. I got an Amiga 4000 motherboard sitting on my desk. I got to finish the recap on. And that's coming. It's sitting right here. It's right there.
This is number 2 out of the Craigslist sale.
It is. So it was good times. Thank you all for following along, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.